What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Sports Minorities Podcast. And now more than ever, as this year's winding down, we really need this. It's a great time to see you guys. Obviously, you can see that 2 out of the 4 of us have gotten green screens to work. And they're looking pretty good with it, too. My name is JC. Joining me is our Tampa Bay Bucks fan. We got Rob.
What's going on, guys?
Our Giants fan. We got Nori.
Our unhappy Giants fan.
Unhappy Giants fan, but still a Giants fan. And our maybe happy 49ers fan, we got Chicken Wing.
Forever happy.
What a week it was. There's a lot that has gone on. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to be discussing the previous week, and the standings have shifted a bit on our annual NFL picks. Oh, my Lord. So a little bit, just a little bit. And we're going to make our picks for week 15 and give our new playoff predictions updated, the NFL playoff machine. Some games last week really shuffled things around and see how much they have changed since we made our predictions 2 weeks ago.
Oh, Lord, they've changed.
Yeah, they have. So let's first get started with the current standings. After week 14, yes, I went 7-9 again. Horrible week. Not good. 2 bad weeks. And everybody else went 10-6. So that puts Nori and Rob tied for first at 133 and 73. Chicken Wing is 2 games back, 131-75, and I'm 1 game back of him at 130 and 76. Crazy.
3 more weeks, boys.
This is a horse race now, man. This is definitely the home stretch.
Go ahead. Pick all your wild picks right now.
Who, me or Chicken Wing?
Oh, Chicken Wing.
The repeat, boys.
Oh, man.
I really want to get some, some Bengay or whatever JC needs for all that stretching he's been doing and hurting himself. Like you gotta weight it in.
You know,
you had to hurt yourself all that stretching. You had to.
Okay. Miami, good Lord, Miami. You know, they came back. I thought they were going to pull it off. Let's be honest here. I was like, they're coming back. They're going to do something against KC at home.
Yeah.
You know, they could have.
I took some coconuts, Jason. I took some coconuts I don't possess.
I got some big ones, man. I guess I don't know. So, but
and they almost did it too, which was kind of scary.
Yeah, I think for once it was nice to see Dallas play with some passion. For once, they definitely took it to the Bengals. I was very surprised by Carolina and Denver, which we all didn't get right. So, and then Houston. Come on, guys. Really? It's Chicago.
No matter what you pick now, I'm going to treat you like Nori. If you pick Houston, I'm picking
I picked the opposite.
I don't. Oh, damn. Houston still has the Bengals on the schedule next week, so I'm still back and forth on that. But I may end up just shooting Cincinnati. I don't give a crap. Yeah, there was some weird weeks. Is there a pick? What's a pick you guys regret making from last week?
What are we going in? We didn't do that yet.
Let's just anybody right now. We wait till we do the order. So let's start with Rob. Let's start with
Rob. I think the one thing I regret was the Atlanta pick.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, Nori said that they would win, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pick them to lose.
Yeah. Nori, what about you?
I hurt myself stretching. I'm an old man. Stretching with the Patriots and the Rams, because though the Patriots have been playing a lot better, the Justin Herbert's going to win Rookie of the Year. You can't do that by having a shit offense, right?
Right.
So I'm thinking if the Patriots blank them 45-0, they're going to do that to the Rams. But the Rams have actually beaten better opponents. I didn't, but I went with a really ballsy pick. That was my stretch of the week, and I do regret that one.
Okay. Chicken Wing, how about you?
I regret. There's 2, really. The pick I regret is not picking the Chargers, because that means I had a game on Nori and I didn't, and so he was the only idiot that chose that team and got the pick right.
Told you guys.
And no, you didn't. Anyway,
I picked it. What do you mean? I did tell you. I said don't pick the Falcons.
Pick I regret is actually not picking Buffalo. I didn't give them enough credit against Pittsburgh, but then again, for all we know, they could have been fraudulent this entire time. We did make fun of them for having a cupcake schedule, but are we really truly seeing their the real Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, are they not really a playoff caliber team? So,
Are they
I didn't
are
get
they burning out? That's the thing. Like you've lost 2 in a row. Are you starting to burn out? Getting towards the end of the season, they've had quite the emotional roller coaster as far as COVID postponements, bye weeks getting shuffled around. As it's really
They've had
starting to
injuries
wear,
too, to be fair.
and injuries as well. Yeah.
But I think they blew the load already. I really do. I think they had a very nice schedule. I think they're a top 5 team in the AFC, not even the whole NFL. And the best teams are starting to, peek their heads now. I'll argue that Cleveland's the best, team in that division right now.
Despite losing to Baltimore.
No. I'm with Nori on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they lost to Baltimore, they gave Baltimore a hell of a fight. If this was Cleveland 3 weeks ago, then they would have given up on their season. But
I don't think the Steelers would have kept up with Cleveland like that.
no,
I really don't.
not that kind of offense. Like Baker Mayfield did exactly what Baker Mayfield was doing in college. He was just picking his passes, picking right passes, and he picked them apart. They were down almost 14 points.
2 weeks in a row. Let's say this, gentlemen. This factually happened, which I never thought I would say. The Cleveland Browns put up 40+ points 2 games in a row. We're used to 40+ points for the whole season.
Yeah.
They put it 2 games in a row on 2 good teams. I think personally they're the best team in that division right now.
They're definitely playing right that, and they're getting hot at the right time. So if they run this into the playoffs, they are a very, very dangerous team.
Two first starter caliber running backs at their disposal.
Yeah.
That alone.
I think I made it pretty clear I'm regretting Houston ever picking them, and I'm probably going to not pick them the rest of the season. I don't care who they're picking. They're playing the Jets for all I care. I'm just done picking that team at this point.
Don't blame me, man.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
They have their ice cream again, too.
You shut up. You shut up. So, thankfully, my Titans showed up against Jacksonville. Yeah, it's Jacksonville. But when the Jags put Minshew back in the lineup, I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. So,
They were getting blown up. So
yeah. So, all of a sudden, that offense for the Jags was clicking. So, all right. Let's get into Week 15. Let's start the random name generator. Who's going to pick first in our games this week? Obviously, this is the order unless it's your team or 2 teams in your division rival or in your division that are picking. So here we go. It's shuffling anytime now. Come on. Oh, now it doesn't want to work with me? Come on now.
better first place should go first.
I guess.
Should.
Hang on.
Since
Now
Rob
this,
has the tiebreaker, Rob should go first.
now this website wants to fight me a bit. Hang on a second.
And then JC's
Fight
last.
back.
I am.
Throw hands.
The good old refresh button. Here we go.
Mike, your mic is really low.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sad face.
Why does this want to work? Dang it, now I need to find another site.
Better boys?
No,
No.
I have you on max volume. No.
No? Alright.
I
Better?
have you on- Hold on. No, I have you turned up too. It's still not.
Still pretty bad?
That's
That's not
better.
bad.
That's
Yeah.
better.
No, it's better.
You said now it's better?
Now it's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Now you sound good.
Does that sound
I don't know
good?
about it sound good, but it's better.
Oh, wait, better.
Calm down.
Voice
Calm
acting.
down. Relax.
Oh, now it wants to work as I click off it. Jesus, come on now.
Haha, take that.
I know. It wants to be mean to me today.
Live from San Antonio. Sorry.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Come on. There it goes. Man, this site is running slow.
Probably lots of podcasts out there doing random pictures.
I guess so.
Yes.
It's that time of the night.
That's the time of the year.
I
bro.
guess so. Here we go. Let's try another site. Jesus. Why is this so difficult today? Hey, live streaming. What do you know? So.
Remember when wrestling used to be live? You could never predict it?
Mhm.
Average Farm remembers.
Okay, here we go. It's going to pick one for me. All right, winner. First one. Rob is going first. All right.
Wrong with that. No problem. What's
And then next is going to be Nori. Just kind of going in order here.
Chicken wings third. Watch.
If it does, then it's just being lazy. No, I'm third, and Chicken Wing is last. So
That's fine.
Yeah.
I like being last anyway.
We know you've gotten very comfortable.
Yeah, he's
Hey, I caught up though.
stealing ideas.
Yeah. All
Doesn't
right.
matter.
Now we can get into
All right.
week 15. Again, nobody is on bye right now. If you're joining us here on the live chat, pick along with us. Let us know your picks for the week. And even, if you watch this later on, you can also pick as well. Let's start with a Thursday night game. An interesting one, to say the least, in the AFC West. The LA Chargers going to Vegas to play the Raiders. Rob, who you got for this Thursday night tilt in Las Vegas?
I've got the Las Vegas Raiders actually going. Yeah, I've got the Raiders against the Chargers. I don't think the Chargers have it together yet. Like they've shown competency, but like they haven't shown like consistency. So like I want to see them be more consistent before I start picking them more. I know they won last week, but I still don't think that they'll do as good against like a good coach team with like John Gruden, like the Raiders right now. So
Okay.
that's it. Raiders. Go.
Nori?
The Chargers, I want to believe in them so bad. Like, I think Justin Herbert is going to be a special player. I just think the Raiders are a more complete team. I think they've been a little more consistent. And I'm going to go with my gut in the safer pick. I'm going to pick the Raiders also.
For me, the Raiders have been consistently bad since they lost to the Chiefs. They're 1-3 since that game, and their one win was a game they should have lost against the Jets on a dumbass blitz call. I don't believe in the Raiders right now, and I'm picking the Chargers. So I like it. It's not that far of a travel for a Thursday either, so I'm going with the Chargers. Chicken Wing.
Keep stretching, Jason. I like that. I like that, bro. Just widen the gap for everybody.
I got to make some moves, man. I'm in last now, so
I get it. Hey, I played it safe the whole way, and look what it did.
Yeah, well,
Anyway.
no. Honestly, though, I think they can. I think they're going to win this one. So.
The Raiders have more to play for. They have to play for playoffs at this point, so that alone should be enough of a motivator. So I'm gonna go with the Raiders on this one.
All right. Now on to Saturday. 2 Saturday games, both on NFL Network. So if you don't have it, I don't know, find a friend that has it, or SOL at this point, So
COVID. You're not coming to my house to watch it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find a way to watch it somewhere. So
I'm pretty sure.
Buffalo, fresh off a big win against the Steelers, is heading to Denver on Saturday afternoon. Basically, there's 2 games. The first game kicks off at 3:30 Central. The next one at 7:15. So Buffalo at Denver is the first game. Rob, who are you picking on this one?
Oh, Buffalo.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm not bad with them. I know they're playing in Mile High, but like no, Buffalo all the way.
All right, Nori?
If they're a scarier team than Buffalo right now, I'm not picking against them. Buffalo.
Maybe Cleveland.
Maybe.
Buffalo and Cleveland are both pretty scary.
Buffalo's beating the brakes off some really, really good teams this year.
Yeah.
We thought we were going to be Super Bowl contender champions. Josh Allen is shutting everybody up.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm going with the Bills.
Yeah, I'm going with the Bills too. They actually, if they get a little bit of help and they win out, they can actually take the 1 seed in the AFC. So they have a shot. They have a lot to play for. I'm going with Buffalo to win this one.
Stephon Diggs has helped a lot. By
Yes.
the way.
I don't know about a little bit of help. They need a lot of help to get first.
I mean, I messed around the playoff machine, but if KC loses 1, the Buffalo can jump in. So they have a chance.
Have to lose at least 2 for them to get in.
So, all right. Chicken Wing, what about you?
No question, Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo right now on paper, talent-wise, everything they're just too strong. They beat up a JV 49ers team. That's great. That's awesome. But
He's not bitter.
I'm not.
Yeah.
No. I mean, Buffalo show that they have the talent currently, and they have the right coach that can coach the team to the opponent. They knew exactly how to beat up on San Fran, and they exploited it. It's if they can keep that consistency, they're going to be definitely a scary threat um, down the line. And of course, I love Bills Mafia. I love their fan base. I need to see more tables. That's all.
Well, if they could tailgate, I'm sure there'd be over under bets on how many fans go through tables. You know, in
Yes.
Vegas. You know, so into Buffalo.
Yes.
All right, and the other Saturday game is a Saturday evening game, Carolina at Green Bay, and I think before last week, this was actually looking like a marquee game, but Carolina came out flat and after their bye week. I don't. We'll see if they can recover. Rob, what are you thinking here?
I'm taking Green Bay. It's I believe it's at Lambeau, so
Yeah, it's in
like
Lambeau.
even colder weather than Carolina. So yeah, no, I'm taking Green Bay at home.
All right, Nori.
I have no indication at all looking at this game that there's any kind of trap game Packers. I really have nothing else to add.
Yeah, Green Bay at home this time of year is tough to beat, and as the weather gets colder, I don't believe there's any snow in the forecast, but still, that cold weather's gonna be tough on the Panthers. And Chicken Wing.
I'm going to go Green Bay, but I won't be surprised if Carolina steals this one from them.
You
Their
think Green
defense
Bay's
is
gonna
tough.
take them lightly or what?
No, I know their defense is suspect.
Mhm.
Well, it's practically non-existent, and so Bridgewater is a solid player, solid crew, not star caliber, but enough to kind of keep Green Bay on its toes. If they can establish an early lead and force Rodgers to throw, then it'll be easy pickings at that point.
All right. Now on to the Sunday slate. Obviously, there's a little bit of a change if you were looking at this a couple weeks ago because there was a flex. Cleveland and the Giants was moved to Sunday night, and that put San Francisco at Dallas at noon. We're going to get to that second, but we're going to start with Rob's team. He's going first anyway, but big division game. Tampa at Atlanta. Tampa has a lot to play for, and Atlanta would love to play spoiler. Rob, who are you going with?
Going with my Bucks, obviously, but yeah, they do have the opportunity to play spoiler if Tampa loses this game, they're basically out of the playoffs. So um, I have a couple other games that would hurt them, but this is definitely one of those games that they need to win. I guess they have a rematch again in Week 17, but I don't want it coming down to that. I want them to secure their spot now,
Mm-hmm.
and not have to have that pressure going into Week 17, having to start your starters.
Man, I don't know what you have in the rest of the season. I have them taking even if they took it out, they still in. That's me though.
With
Yeah, if
with
they take it-
3 wildcard spots, they have a chance. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
Problem is, if they lose now, they lose. Yeah, they lose to the Falcons again. I think they would be out.
You think they're going to swap at the Falcons? What are you
No.
What are you huffing over there?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
what is in that
yeah.
mask? What is in that
No,
mask?
Good. Yeah.
All right, Nori. Are you sticking with the Bucks? Because I know you really want Bucks Giants in the playoffs at some point, but I think we know who you're going because they're playing Atlanta. In that
Look
helmet.
at your pick'em league.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever see the Falcon symbol? Look at the opposite direction. That's where I'm going every week.
Figured.
Bucks.
All right. Yeah, Tampa. I mean, this is the point where Brady's got to get his team together, so they got a lot to play for right now, and I don't see Atlanta pulling an upset here. And Chicken Wing, what about you?
Oh, this is a sweet baby. I'm
Mhm.
going Bucks all the way, and not because I like Rob, because I don't.
Yeah.
But
We know. Like a hater.
talent-wise,
Yeah.
talent-wise, no lead is too safe with Atlanta, and we learned that last week.
Well, Chicken Wing, you're you're picking first this next game because your Niners are going to Dallas. This was moved off Sunday night to a noon kickoff on CBS, and well over half the country is going to see this on the CBS slate. There's not a lot of good matchups on the CBS slate, so pretty much from Texas on over west is going to see this game, and then some parts up northeast. So,
As
Chicken
it
Wing,
should.
are you going with your Niners, or are you going to do the marriage rivalry thing? Because your wife is probably watching this, and you're going to pick
No,
her Cowboys to beat your Niners.
I don't care. I don't care what you think.
Trinity.
We beat that
Trinity.
ass 99-0. That's what we doing. Why is this even a question? We gonna beat that ass. Okay.
Do you guys have a bet on the line on this game? I'm curious.
I can look. I didn't even think to grab one of
No,
those.
no, no. Do you and Trini, your wife, have a bet
Oh,
on this
wife.
game?
No.
Wife.
No.
No.
Why not? She doesn't believe. She doesn't believe in the boys.
No, she really doesn't.
Would you bet on them right now? Would you bet on them right now? Come on.
No, she really doesn't. And you know, the funny thing is, we're only favored to win this game by 3. That's the funny thing.
Y'all are at home, so that's why.
Yeah.
No, we're at Dallas.
They're
Oh,
in
you're
Dallas.
in
The
Dallas.
game's on the road,
You're in
yeah. So
Yeah, like, we're still favored to win. No, true story. I have a bet with my brother, and we started this last year. So the bet is both our teams, we bet on the record. So whoever has the best record, the loser not only has to pay the winner $50, but also they have to cheer on the winner's team in the playoffs should they make it. Now, granted, the way we're looking, we're not going to go to the playoffs.
So
but
that's $50. You got to cheer on who?
yeah, so if I were to have the losing record to compare it to his, then I would have had to pay him $50. On top of that, he has to cheer on. I'm sorry. I would have to cheer on Dallas throughout the entire playoffs, and have a picture on social media wearing something Dallas related. So, needless to say, he lost last year, and I kept this as his contact picture, and that is a Niners hat. Oh, it was beautiful. Oh, it was beautiful. I kept that. It was.
why you got to do him like that, man? Why you got to do him like that? So.
Hey, that's the risk I take.
I
Do you realize how much Cowboys gear I had here?
know.
And I gotta wear one of those throughout the entire playoffs? Oh, I got a puke coat on me.
Well, there are already pictures of you wearing Cowboys gear from a few years ago, but that's another
No,
story.
there isn't.
All right, Rob, who you got?
Pictures of him in Giants gear, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm taking San Fran. Yes, Cowboys showing signs of life, but I'm not better than the Cowboys ever. I'm taking the Niners. So.
All right, Nori.
Let's say the Cowboys we're not in my division, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If anybody could tell me the last time Dallas beat a well-coached team this year, I'll change my pick right now. I'm going San Francisco.
Yeah, San Francisco clean sweep. I know Dallas got a big win, but it was the Bengals without Burrow. And, and I think
Exactly what I said.
Dalton got the one win he wanted this year. He can just sit the rest of the year. He's done.
Dallas's last 2 wins were against rookie head coach Bengals, who's missing half the roster, and also against the Giants in Week 6 when Dak had just put on all those points already. Joe Judge, a rookie head coach. Saquon's already out. Dallas has yet to beat a good team. 49ers have done it. They're losing to good teams too, but they could beat bad teams. They've shown that. So San Francisco will win this one.
And we swept the Rams, surprisingly.
Exactly.
Those division games, man, they can get crazy. So, all right, Detroit at Tennessee. I'm picking this one like what I saw for my Titans last week. Detroit's coming in. This is the home finale for the Titans because they are finishing the season on the road. So, got to go out with the win. Going Titans here. It is Detroit coming in. So, Rob, what about you?
Tighten up, please. I need you to take me through fantasy.
Okay.
Please, Derrick Henry.
Well, I'm sure Derrick Henry worked out for you this past weekend.
Don't y'all two play?
Who?
Rob and Nori?
That's right. Y'all play in fantasy playoffs this week. That's true. So, oh boy. Winner goes to the championship. So,
Tighten up, please.
2 seed versus
Tighten
3
up,
seed.
Please, tighten up, please.
Nori, what about you?
I hope the Titans win 3-0.
A win's a win, right?
I'll take the win. It's fine.
I'm gonna make those fantasy points. 3-0. I hope it's a safety. 2-0.
Oh.
Well, then you better pick up the Titans defense then. Shit, because that'll be like the best defensive game we'd have had all year. So, Chicken Wing, what about you?
Tighten up, please. Clean sweep it, baby. Tighten up. We got to. No, I mean honestly, I don't. Really, Detroit? Come on. If you lose to Detroit, then you don't deserve your division.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
So we got to beat Detroit. So, now I'm picking again because the next game we're picking is featuring an AFC South rivalry: Houston at Indy. Deep down, I want Indy to lose this game, but I have to pick Indy out this one at home. Houston is shit. Indy put up 44 last week, and they're trying to keep pace with Tennessee.
Oh my God.
So, luckily the Titans have the tiebreaker, but I know Indy's going to try and keep pace just in case the Titans falter. So I'm going with Indy here. Rob, what about you?
I've got Indy. If their offense keeps up like they've shown last 2 weeks, I guess. Yeah,
hmm
that offense is showing up. Philip Rivers has a run game to go along with that passing game now. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Indy on this one.
All right, Nori?
I mean, do I really need to explain?
No, you really don't.
No,
And Chick-wing.
Oh, Indy, duh.
no, you gotta eat the ice cream. Come on, go.
I have to buy it first.
Don't
so
buy
I
it. You're
get-
wasting your money. Don't buy it. You're
I'll
wasting your
get
money.
that for next week's game.
No, you're wasting your
Man,
money.
Sounded like it was
Wasting
pretty good.
your money.
Oh, it was great. Oh, so beautiful. It was such full of flavor in my mouth when they won, and I was.
All right, New England at Miami. Let's move on. Let's see how this one goes. AFC East. You know, the funny thing is, it's weird. New England is. I mean, I don't even. Are they mathematically eliminated from the playoffs yet? I don't even know. Let me see.
They're
I
out,
don't
yeah. No,
believe
they're
so.
basically out. I
Not
think they
quite. Not quite. They're
Right,
not. Yeah,
Not
they're.
quite, not yet,
Yeah,
not yet.
they have an outside shot, but they are going to play in Miami on this one. Miami, of course, has a lot more to play for too. Rob, where are you going with this?
Yeah, I can't believe in Cam Newton. They benched Cam Newton last week, didn't they? So yeah, I'm just gonna go with Miami just because they look good right now. So Miami, go.
They benched him because he was getting blown up.
Yeah. Nori, what about you?
You got me last week, New England. You got me last week. You're gonna get me again, Miami. Mm-mm.
Yeah, Miami. I definitely saw signs. I mean, granted, the loss to KC, but damn, they almost brought it back, and
That was close.
that was
That
really
was
close.
close. That was a fight. Patriots
Yeah.
didn't put up a fight.
Yeah,
So no, Miami. Yeah, and plus Tua is so much fun to watch. The team's
he's
great.
fun, and I know Belichick has a great record against rookie quarterbacks, but I think Tua's about to spoil that. I don't know if he's ready for what the skill set that Tua brings. So, and you know, Belichick doesn't have the talent around him to coach to help him with that. Chickawing, what about you?
I'm gonna go with Miami.
Hmm.
Only because, well, outside of the performance that they did last week, they have a lot more to play for, and they could play spoiler to New England. I think with that loss, it could knock them out of the running
Mhm.
when it comes to the playoffs. Right now, the only team behind them is Denver. So if they eat the L and then Denver takes the win, which I doubt, but that'll kick New England out of the playoffs for good. So that'll be a good spoiler for Miami, so that they have a lot to play for this week's game.
New England. Let's see. It looks like their elimination number is at 2 or 3. I think it's at 3 right now. So they're not quite out of it yet with the loss, but they're getting close. So definitely out there, yeah. All right. Chicago at Minnesota. This one I think is actually pretty difficult to pick. Chicago getting a win, and then Minnesota, you just never know what team's going to show up. Yeah, I'm just messing with you, Nori. So, Rob, who are you going with?
Yeah, like this is no Minnesota. No, I'm not, never picking Chicago ever.
I should have picked him last week.
Wow, you're still bitter about that, aren't you?
Yeah. Nori, what about you? Nori, you're picking.
I'm gonna go on record and actually say the Bears are the worst team in the NFL. I don't care about the Jets' record. I think the Jets are positionally trying to get a different quarterback. I don't think they're the worst team. I think the Bears are bad in so many different categories. I don't even know where to start.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings.
Yeah, Vikings at home. I mean, there's just nothing here. I mean, as bad as inconsistent as Kirk Cousins is, I know it's a division game, but I like the Vikings at home in this situation. And Chicken Wing.
Did we all forget about Dan Bailey for a minute here, boys? Really?
The duty shank.
Are we really forgetting about Dan Bailey? and
Why left,
inconsistent-
why right? Yeah, well,
Any Vikings
I mean-
purple kicker, anybody who puts on a Vikings kicker uniform is gonna miss. So we'll just get that out of the way.
I think a lot of old school Vikings fans just had heart attacks, and I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so
Pulling a finger.
Anyone.
Anyway, no, I still like that. I still like Dalvin Cook. I still like the Vikings. I don't care what anybody says. Nori's close. I'm not going to totally agree with him, but that franchise is still blowing up, and they don't have cap for a couple years, so I don't know what they're going to do. And they got Mitchell Trubisky.
I mean, it's a good thing that packs up Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson. They're doing great.
Yeah. All right. Seattle at Washington, which, I mean, Nora, you called it. This is a good team just kind of sneaking by. Rob, who you picking on this one?
I, I'm actually kind of want to pick Washington this week, but I'm not. So I'm gonna pick Seattle, and I'm gonna take the safe pick.
Hmm.
Washington's been playing hard, man.
Nori,
Oh, go for Washington. Go ahead, Rob. You got this.
Nori, where you going?
Not gonna lie, it's the same. I'm thinking the exact same thing. Like if the Giants beat the Seahawks, I think the Giants are a little bit better than the Washington football team. But the Washington football team is playing very consistent with Alex Smith, which I thought they would. They might have the best pass rush in the NFL. Washington football team, I think, but I think the Seahawks learned the lesson with walking into the NFC East, thinking it was going to be easy. So I think we're gonna get the full force of Russell Westbrook and Russell Wilson. Sorry, wrong team.
Hey,
Hey, Westbrook's greedy enough. He might just go and try and score all the points for the Seahawks too. So I like Washington at home mainly because this is a noon game and a West Coast team is flying all the way east for an early kickoff for them. The Seahawks didn't fare well. Granted, yes, it was Buffalo earlier this year, but that kickoff is tough. And I like the way Washington's playing right now. Now they got the division lead. They really do have a lot to play for. I think they're more motivated on this one. So I'm going Washington. And Chico, judging by your reaction, you're going to pick your hated Seahawks.
oh, absolutely. I gotta stay with these two numbskulls right here, so I can make sure I can sneak my way in as a repeat.
You know what? Just for you, Chicken Wing, I will pick Washington.
Okay.
Don't do that, Rob. Don't do that. I'm telling you now.
Man
You
right
want me
here.
in first place? Really? You want me in first place? Okay. Pick Washington.
We don't need him winning. We don't need Nori winning because if Nori
Pick him.
wins
Pick him.
over me, oh Lord.
And probably the easiest pick of the entire noon slate, Jacksonville at Baltimore. Does anybody here going to take a shot on Jacksonville?
If this were a free pick 'em league, yeah.
No.
This ain't free. No.
No.
I
Yeah.
would take RG3 in the Ravens before I take the Jaguars.
You know what? If Uncle Rico starts, Nori will pick him.
No, the Jaguars keep every game close and they lose. I see a pattern.
Yeah.
That is a lie.
Every game is close and they lose. Nope.
You know what? Then take a pick.
I
Take a shot.
think
Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico is going to be starting for the Jags. But yeah, I'm going Baltimore. I mean, I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout. I mean, Jags are going to put up more points than usual, but I still have Baltimore winning too. Yeah, so we're all going Baltimore. That's an easy one. And the only game that's probably easier to pick than that is the first of the late afternoon games. The Jets at Rams. I think we're all going Rams, right? That's pretty easy.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Yes.
I don't want to lose money. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, boom. Move on. Here we go.
Come on, take the Jets. You're the New Yorker.
Come on, JC, you got this.
Hell no.
You got some straight picks. You got
Yeah.
some reachers there.
I can't stretch that far. I'm not that flexible. So all right. Philly at Arizona. Philly looks like a different team now with Jalen Hurts at the helm, and now he's going to get a big road test going to Arizona. Rob, who you got on this one?
This is actually a hard one for me because I really like Kyler Murray right now, and yeah. But I'm taking the Cards on this one. But I think Jalen Hurts has really brought a lot of energy to Philadelphia, and he's brought a variety of options that they didn't have when they played, the guy on the bench. So,
All right.
yeah.
Nori, what about you?
The Saints had, I think Rob is half right. I think he did give him a lot of energy. Yeah. He's better than Wentz, and this is a very non-traditional year for Wentz. Wentz gets a lot of hate, but he's not normally this bad when he's healthy. That being said, I haven't seen enough. From Jalen Hurts to pick over the Cardinals, who had a big win last week. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Same for me. Cardinals at home. Cardinals definitely right here. I mean, they made easily the best trade of the offseason, and it's going to pay off here. I think really these are the games where it's going to pay off for them. So Hurts is going to struggle on the road, I think. And so I got to go with Cards on this one. And Chicken Wing.
Definitely going Cards. As much as I don't want any more of my teams to win in my division, definitely going Cards on this one.
And now the game that the vast majority of the country is going to see on the late afternoon slate on CBS, unless you're in the Phoenix area, it's blacked out for, contractual reasons because there's a local game there. Kansas City at New Orleans. I believe the Saints can clinch their division with the win, and the Chiefs have already wrapped that up, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. Oh no, the Saints have a
Yes.
spot, but they can clinch the division with the win. So this is big on them. Is Drew Brees back officially yet? Because that's kind of back and forth on if he's out. No.
Not that I read.
Wow.
Jason's
There's no
gonna
reason
say
to. There's no reason to.
Chargers.
They could lose this game and still win the division. There's no reason to.
Okay. Rob, where are you going on this one?
Uh, I've got the Chiefs taken. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get that New Orleans has a lot to play for as far as like securing the division, but
And a bye.
um,
You
And
know.
a
bye.
bye. I think that's where it's
Even then, like I still don't see them keeping up with the firepower. There's a lot of weapons there in New Orleans, but you just can't keep up with Mahomes and his firepower this year.
Mm-hmm. Nori, what
You
about
can
you?
play.
I'm sorry.
The Saints still play down to their competition too much. They
Mhm.
shouldn't have lost to the Eagles. I don't know. I don't know. They play from behind sometimes. They sleep on games. It's very unlike the Saints, as good as they are. But I'm not picking against the Chiefs because I think they have the best coach in the league, Andy Reid, and the best quarterback. So I'm not going against the Chiefs. They're going 15-1, I think.
Uh, if Breeze starts, I'll pick New Orleans. Until I hear otherwise, I'm going with the Chiefs. That's really where I'm sticking with this. This would be a hell of a game for Breeze to come back and really lift that team. Because yeah, they are. They are. I think they're out of the running. They're sitting in the 2 seed, so they need a little bit of help for the Packers to lose for them to get the 1 seed. So they're trying to keep pace, but without Drew Brees, they're gonna have a hard time being the defending champ. So I'll go with the Chiefs for now, unless that changes. So and Chicken Wing.
uh I'm actually with JC on this one.
Mhm.
Breeze was practicing today, and so they're just gonna see how that goes. They're not out of the running for top seed, but this win, if they win out, then they will take top seed. So
Mhm.
it's hard because, well, first of all, I'm going to pick the Chiefs. As of right now, the Chiefs. But if Breeze starts, I may switch it up and go the Saints on this one.
All right. On to the Sunday night game, which was flexed into Sunday night. And I'm pretty sure Noy's pretty happy about this. He's going to pick first, but I don't know if he feels as confident about this one because his Giants are hosting Cleveland right now. Nori, first off, how do you feel about this one? And you're going to pick your Giants to win.
They're both going to do the exact same game plan. The Browns, unfortunately, will be better at it. We have a better defense. But if I don't know which team is going to come out. I really don't. The team that won 4 straight or the team that showed up last week with putting too much faith in Daniel Jones when he clearly wasn't healthy enough to compete. I think Joe Judge made a mistake picking Daniel Jones. He's a rookie head coach, so I'm giving him time to learn. I love Judge to death. I think McCoy is the better pick. Even if you pick McCoy and you design play actions that are designed around the strengths, I don't see us stopping the Browns for that long because our defense is good. But if we leave the defense out there for 42 minutes like you did against the Cardinals, they're going to tire out like anybody else. So I just don't think we have the firepower to keep up with Cleveland right now. I'd like the Giants to win, but I don't think it's happening. I'm going to go with Cleveland.
All right. Rob, what about you?
I've got Cleveland. Did you see what they did to Baltimore last week? No, it's gonna happen to the Giants too. They're gonna put up points, and good luck with the Giants to keep up.
I like your Giants at home. I said it 2 weeks ago. I'm sticking with it. I like your Giants at home. And yeah, that game last week was a bit of a blip, but this might be the wake-up call they need. I still think they're hot. They're still going to get that. Yeah, you keep stretching, whatever, dude.
Stretching, bro.
Yeah, it's fine. I like the Giants defense, and it's going to be a tougher game for Cleveland than most
they're
people
not putting
think.
47. That's like Rob said.
No.
That's crazy.
No,
But I think it's going to be like the same thing, like 27-17. Like I think
Yeah.
our defense is going to get tired, but they're not going to run the table on us. But the Brown, we have a good run game. The Browns have a good run game. I think Logan Ryan said it. It's going to be extremely physical game.
And Logan Ryan relishes those types of games. Believe me, I've seen it. So, and Chicken Wing, what about you?
Man, Rob, I remember a couple weeks ago somebody
Picked a
talking all
tie.
that noise about how how the Giants was going to run Cleveland to the ground. Now he's running
Well,
scared.
yeah, you go by what you see, Mike. So let me explain something because you're always in last place. You go by what you see week to week, and then you
But
change
am
your
I
mind.
though? Am I? Am I last place? 'Cause that's where you're wrong again. I told you I was going to catch up, and I'm going to continue to do this because I know with what I see. I
Well,
called
please
it
listen to
weeks
somebody
ago.
who's been at least second place all season.
All right.
Is that you're allowed to change your mind each week. So this week, because the last week, I don't know
Oh, now he changes his mind. Listen, I said it weeks ago. I'm going to stick
they
with
played
it.
bad last week. They played
Cleveland's
awful.
going to smack that ass around. Okay, that's what's going to happen all day.
I'll get so personal.
Rob, deep down, did you want to pick the tie? Because 2 weeks ago you said this game was going to be a tie.
Rob,
on
what?
Sunday.
You did.
You
You
should pick a
did.
tie, Rob. Go ahead. Go with that.
But we
That's what
can't
is gonna
pick
happen.
ties.
We
though.
can't pick ties on Yahoo, but deep down, would you pick a tie?
Because he would. If we could.
Because I hate you so much, I'm just gonna pick them to lose straight up.
All right. And finally, the Monday night game, Pittsburgh at Cincy. I know Pittsburgh has lost 2 straight. Does anybody think Cincy has a shot here? No.
Did they get Burrow back? 'Cause
If Burrow comes back on a miracle cure, yeah, I'm
Even with
Oh, I
Burrow,
legit
they're not
do.
beating the team.
okay.
legit do.
Explain yourself.
So, the reason why I'm saying this is because if
Can we move on
Cleveland
to the pick 'em?
locks it, no, if Cleveland loses to the Giants, Pittsburgh locks the North. And so that means they lock a playoff shot. I'm sorry, I lock a playoff berth. So they may just sit Big Ben. They may have him like for the first half and just sit him the rest of the game, keeping him healthy. Keep the reps, but keep him healthy.
Yeah,
So-
but they're still trying to play for a bye. That's the thing.
No, they're not going to do it.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
But for
Based
now,
on the
we're
rest
all-
of their schedule. Like you look at the rest of the schedule, they're not going to do it. I know they're not.
they're
Gonna do
11-2, and they'd have to win out.
it. They have to win out, and then Kansas City has to lose 2 of the next 3. And look at their opponents; they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
I don't think they're sitting Big Ben, but if you want to pick him, by all means.
So that would be the only way I would even consider going Cincy. Yes, I'm still going to go Pittsburgh, but the only way I would consider Cincy taking this win is because they lock the North.
All right. Well, that's our Week 15 picks. This is going to be an interesting week to see how this recovers. I think this is the lone week of the season that has Saturday games. I don't believe they have any next week with Christmas weekend. So,
No, that's mistaken.
yeah. So we'll see how this pans out. Now, if you were with us 2 weeks ago, we made our playoff predictions. Who was going to be the top seeds? What were going to be the playoff matches going into the playoffs? Thanks to ESPN's NFL Playoff Machine. It's been a couple weeks since then. Some of our things have gotten shuffled around a bit, so we want to kind of get together and update those. So going in the same order that we made our picks earlier, let's start with Rob. Rob, who are your top 7 seeds as of right now, based on you picking the rest of the season for the AFC and the NFC?
For the AFC, my number 1 seed is going to be obviously the Kansas City Chiefs. My number 2 and 7. My number 2 is going to be Pittsburgh going against number 7 Indianapolis. I've got my number 3 Buffalo Bills against the Cleveland Browns, and I've got your number 4 Tennessee Titans going up against Baltimore, who for the 4 and 5 seed.
Wow. Okay.
In the NFC, I've got New Orleans taking number 1 at 12-4. I've got 2nd seed LA Rams versus the 7th seed Seattle Seahawks. I've got the 6th seed Arizona Cardinals against the 3rd seed Green Bay Packers. And I have my Tampa Bay Bucks against the 4th seed Washington football team.
Any surprise picks in the last 2 weeks that you were kind of iffy on that you can go either way? You're looking at it.
Still looking at it, like I still think literally the the Cardinals and Rams game could flip flop, and like that changes the seedings for those games. But other than that, no, I don't see anything that might be like a surprising pick. Like I don't have any ties or anything that would.
Okay.
To China.
Okay. Nori, what do you got for your playoff seedings right now?
So the AFC, I have Kansas City at 15-1 as the number 1 seed. I have the 7th seed Colts going against the 2nd seed Buffalo Bills. I have the Ravens at 11-5, number 6 seed, going against the 3rd seed Pittsburgh. I have the 5th seed Browns going against the 4th seed Tennessee Titans. For the NFC, I have the number 1 seed as Green Bay. I have the 7th seed Vikings going against the Saints. I have the 6th seed Seattle going against the 3rd seed Rams. And I have the 5th seed Bucks going against the Washington football team.
Right. Any surprising, like, I don't know, any kind of... Look at the last two. What kind of games could go either way for you, you think?
I mean, my NFC East, pick a change. I go week by week. This is what I'm going on right now. I only go by what I see more recently. So again, I don't know what the Giants are going to do. Washington very well could beat Seattle. I don't see it happening, but they don't have to. They could lose this game and beat the Panthers and the Eagles, and they're in. And we pretty much have to win out.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Chicken Wing, what about you? What do you got?
I hate you, JC.
What? You still picking or what?
No, I got it.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with the NFC because the AFC you're going to find pretty interesting how I laid it out.
Okay.
So for right now, I'm still going to have Green Bay taking the top seed. The wild card games I'm going to have is Arizona at New Orleans. So that'll be a nice one. Tampa Bay at Seattle. Not because I hate you, Rob, but that's literally how I played out. And then the 5th seed, LA at Washington. So that's how I have the NFC on that one. The AFC is pretty funny, actually. So top seed is going to be 15-1 Kansas City. That's just what's going to happen. And then I have a 5-way tie at 12-4. Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
How did you? Okay.
How did I do that? Here's how it happens. I think Buffalo is going to purposely lose week 17. So then that way, when they do lose to Miami, they do a rematch, Miami at Buffalo, week 17, to keep out the Baltimore Ravens, who will be tied at. Yes. Yes. That's a play for position there. And then Indy will go to Pittsburgh and knock out the Fraudsters. And then Cleveland will go to Tennessee. And so the only team that didn't finish 12-4 was Miami at 11-5. Everybody else was 12-4.
I'm going to text Trini to go get you some icy hot. Those stretching shoulders were just crazy. Wow.
How?
Buffalo's going to purposely lose for strategy.
To keep them from playing Baltimore, because they would have had to play Baltimore. Take the loss to play the easier opponent. I sure as shit would have done that.
Yeah, but then they're blowing a chance to host potentially the Steelers at home. No, in the next round.
In the next round.
Because if they would beat Baltimore, then they got to the next round. I mean,
Pittsburgh ends up third in the.
Yeah, and if Pittsburgh and Buffalo win, they'd play each other. Do you want to play that in Pittsburgh or in Buffalo?
Yeah.
You know.
Buffalo. Buffalo is second seed.
Okay.
I have Buffalo as second seed, so they will host at least 2 home games.
Oh, that's 30.
Yeah, second is Buffalo, third is Pittsburgh, fourth is Tennessee. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Well, here I'll go through mine. I have Kansas City at 1, being 14-2, only because I think they're going to bench everybody after they've wrapped up the top seed in Week 17 and just take an L to the Chargers. They don't really need to play anybody.
They need their starters to beat the Chargers.
I don't think so, but I mean, hey, just rest everybody. I mean, they could just put the practice squad at this point.
True.
So
they can still lock it.
Yeah, so they're good at 14-2. Wildcard games, I have Baltimore at the 7 seed, going into Buffalo at the 2 seed. 6 seed Colts going to play Pittsburgh. And
Stop copying my shit.
Huh?
Stop copying my shit, Jason.
I know it's very similar because I do have a rematch Browns at Titans, 5 versus 4. So,
see?
Yeah, put it in Nashville.
Very, very plausible.
Now, NFC, Green Bay will get the bye at 13-3. Wildcard games, Arizona at New Orleans. Okay. Seattle at the Rams, 6 versus 3. And Tampa at New York. Because I think Washington is going to blow it in Week 17 against the Eagles. With Jalen Hurts playing, I think, first of all, I'm sticking with what I thought. I thought the Giants would beat Cleveland this week, and I think the Giants will beat the Ravens next week. So they will win out, but I think Washington will blow it against the Eagles last game of the year.
So if Washington blows it in the last game of the year, I actually have the Eagles getting in.
What? Wow. I assume you have the Giants losing to the Ravens next week then, in addition to this week?
The Giants
Yeah.
into the
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Giants are gonna lose out. Well, no, I haven't beaten Dallas.
Yeah.
No, I haven't beaten Dallas.
So
Uh,
nobody here can say for certainty because we don't know which version of the Giants are showing up. So
Exactly.
even,
We don't know
Yeah.
who's showing up.
as
but,
sure as
like,
people sound right now, which I don't know why, like we really don't know which version is showing up. The one that won 4 straight and then ended up beating Seattle, or the one that laid an egg against the Cardinals. We don't know which version is showing
I
up.
will
So really,
note. I will note the Week 17 picks I have. I do have the Browns beating the Steelers in Week 17, and I have the Niners beating the Seahawks, which potentially costs the Seahawks the division, just because that game is at home in San Francisco. And
the Niners
Yeah,
beating
Yeah.
the
That's
Seahawks.
true.
hmm
Yeah, Niners beating the Seahawks.
So Rob, I put up my bracket or my thing, so you can kind of
Yeah.
see the direction.
Yeah, I already worked it out through.
now I will note this though.
Isn't it possible?
Oh yeah. It's definitely,
Thank you.
definitely.
If Drew Brees plays, that'll switch the pick around. The Saints would still end up with the 2 seed the way I have it planned out. And at that point, then yes, I think KC would play everybody Week 17 and still get the top seed of 14 and 2. But
Yeah.
So either way, I think they're going to run away with the top seed. So
Yeah,
but,
they're in a prime position to do that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like the only way that would even change is if they lose this week, and then that'll just keep a fire under anybody else who could try to steal it from them.
yeah,
There's a weird scenario for tiebreakers where Dallas gets in. Just kidding.
Stop that.
what has to happen? I'm curious. Do you
They have
even
to
know?
win
why,
out, first of all.
why are you entertaining this?
Yeah.
No. I'm actually curious. They have to win out.
did you do your like crazy math and figure this out or something or what?
No, it's like, okay, let me check all the tiebreakers and see what happens. And it's just
Like,
Cowboys have to. Okay, literally, it's the Cowboys have to win out, and then everybody else in the NFC loses out. And hold on, there's just another tiebreaker.
so if we beat them, we eliminate them.
Yeah.
I think if they take one more loss, they're done. That's
No,
really what it comes down
if they
to.
take a
Yeah.
loss, they're done. But if they win out, everyone in the NFC East loses out, and it's Philly and Washington. Philly beats Washington in Week 17, and then where is
But
it?
like that's physically impossible. They can't all lose out.
No, they're not all going. It's literally Carolina. This one. It's Philly loses to Dallas in Week 16 and then beats Washington in Week 17.
My gosh.
So mathematically, if we beat them, we are the saviors of the world, and Dallas is eliminated from the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No, they have to win. Dallas has to win.
No pressure.
Oh.
Your marriage or your team? What do you want here?
Your team, obviously. Your team, obviously.
Fuck it! I'll file the divorce papers. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Don't-
the way Dallas gets in is that everyone else in the division ends up lower than 7 and 9. So it's like 6 and 10.
Golly. So they would get in at, if they went out, they would basically get in at 7 and 9.
Call this woman now and tell her. Hold up.
Yeah. By the way, everybody except myself has Washington. And what record do you have Washington winning the East with?
Like
7 and 9.
7 and 9.
7 and 9. Okay, because I have the Giants winning at 8 and 8.
If Washington loses to Carolina and Seattle, and they lose to Philly in Week 17, that eliminates them.
Them as 8 and 8.
Yeah, I have them both finishing 8 and 8, and that's where the Giants get the tiebreaker. So yeah, that's obviously
Cleveland and Baltimore.
Cleveland-
Yeah.
me. Cleveland 11 and 5, Baltimore 10 and 6.
No. I'm sorry. You have the Giants beating Cleveland and Baltimore.
Yes, I do. I have the Giants winning out.
Oh, winning out.
Mhm.
Okay.
Stick it
Depends what
with that.
version we get, man. You know.
Yeah.
Who knows with this team.
And I'll say this: if Daniel Jones struggles early, he's got a short leash. You go to Colt McCoy. I mean, Colt's shown that he can do it. So hook him. Right?
Just saying, for the random Cowboys fan that is watching, you still have a chance.
So can we safely say that it'll be a thing for 2020 if Cleveland and Washington football team go to the Super Bowl?
Oh Lord. Which is funny because
Comeback story of the year.
because
Saying.
because Cleveland's baseball team is about to drop their moniker after next season too. So
And the
I'm just
Washington
saying.
football team wins the Super Bowl.
Think about it, bro. That's money, bro.
They will be 1-0 in the whole franchise. They've been defeated.
that's it.
Facts.
Oh my
Facts.
god.
And they get a new team? Who cares? The Washington football team is
No,
1-0.
because if they win a Super Bowl as the football team, they don't need a new mascot. Just stick with that. That's your championship right there. So
The mascot, they don't even have a mascot.
that's the
That's what I'm
point.
saying.
Hail
That's
to the
what I'm
football team. That's what they'd be singing from now on. That's what they'd be singing.
Hail
So
to the football team.
Yeah.
Wow. That's money, bro.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
Before we sign out for the week, I want to say to you guys, I love all you guys. Take time to cherish what you have around you. A really good friend of mine passed away suddenly yesterday. My buddy Tez, who was on the WrestleCast. If you follow me, you know I do the Countdown City WrestleCast. Chicken Wing knew him from going to wrestling shows, and so did Nori from watching wrestling pay-per-views at my house. So just passed away very suddenly. I'm going to be working on I have the blessing of his family to set up a GoFundMe to help with the family with expenses. So stay tuned for that. I'll definitely share that link. But Tez, we love you. We miss you. You are an amazing soul. Always a positive attitude. Always a smile. Great sense of humor. And probably one of the few Aggie fans that I had as friends. Then I was okay with that. So that's how cool a person you are. So Tez, we love you. Miss you. Chicken Wing, I know you knew him as well. If
I
there's
ignored him
anything,
when he told me he was an Aggie fan, but
so yeah. If there's anything you want to memories you might have with Tez, because you had quite a few, especially going to wrestling shows. So
I did. So I blame JC for taking me to wrestling shows first of all. That's how I met a lot of my friends, and I actually reconnected with a few of my high school friends who was a huge fan of wrestling. But JC, you might know him, Tony Giuliani.
yeah,
Yeah. See, so I went to high school with him. I went to actually elementary school with that guy. So that's how long I've known him. But,
wow,
There's this one show we went to. I think it's my second or my third show. I was familiar with Tommy already because of how loud he is, and
Bruh.
I think that's where I first met Tez. And then I didn't know this, but JC would take a whiteboard. Oh god, my camera. JC would take a whiteboard to the shows, and he would just write signs on it. And I was just like, okay,
cheaper than
you know.
poster board. Yeah, so
Cheaper than poster board, and you can erase it. So
Yeah.
that's what made it work. And so, JC, again, you remember the wrestler at the time. We just know there was just two black dudes versus two white dudes. We did like every time he did like a move or was like super impressive and shit like that. And then Tommy caught on, and then Tez caught on, and then so like every wrestling show, if the three of us were together, and we always see a black wrestler, we would always yell out, "Black people!" And that was always been our thing. That was the number one joke that we always had. And then so I didn't know this, but Tommy told me today that he took his now wife to the ACW show. I think he said, right?
yeah, ACW.
Kind of broke her in, and then all of a sudden they just came out with it. So it's funny that a joke that I started lives on at the local show. So I meant when I said that the next time we go to a local show and Tommy's there, we're gonna do it one more time for Tez, and then we're gonna retire it because it's not the same without him.
No, Tez is funny because he would come on the WrestleCast and he was notorious for just showing up randomly and picking every match correctly. And it was just crazy because we were all just mad because he was like, God, he just shows up whenever he wants and just makes all the correct picks. It's crazy. So, but we've decided on the WrestleCast, and we'll talk about this, is that we'll every time somebody goes perfect, we're just going to call it pull into Tez. So anyway, thank you guys for letting me indulge that and letting myself and Chicken Wing share some memories. He's a kind soul, so we're definitely going to miss him. So thank you everybody for joining the Sports Minorities podcast. This is always a lot of fun here, and standings switched around. It's a little crazy, but we're hitting the home stretch. 3 weeks to go, so we'll see what happens now. Time to sign out now. So our Niners fan, we got Chicken Wing.
I'm gonna win. And we lost.
Nori?
No, Nori.
I hit my camera. I'm not dead. I promise.
We got our Bucks fan, Rob.
Yo.
We have, I think, our Giants fan, Nori, is still there.
I'm dead. I'm over it.
All right.
It's alive, guys. It's
All
alive.
right.
Don't worry about it.
He collapsed just like his season did.
Wow.
That was good.
All right.
Mike's had a lot of time to use that joke because the season's been over a while.
Yeah. And I'm JC. It worked for me last week. It's better work for me again this week. To Tennessee and everybody else that I picked this week to win, tighten the fuck up. Let's go. Let's check you guys.
Tighten up, please.
Yeah, tighten up.
Please tighten up. I need
Please
to
tighten
Oh Lord.
back them around.
See y'all later, everybody.